Hello lovelies, welcome to a brand new video. I'm in my garden as you can see, and I just thought I would turn the camera on and come and sit and do my wedding flower arrangement centerpieces that I did for my wedding. I had so many people asking me how I made them and to do a video on it, and it's been long awaited, so I thought I'd sit and do it in the garden with you guys. I was just sorting out some of the wedding stuff. I've got so much stuff in there that I don't know what to do with it all, and so many flowers, and the flowers have been squashed in the box, so they've all been squashed down, so we're going to make a new one, and I'm just going to show you how I made it, or made them, because I made about 12 of them. By no means am I professional. I literally just guessed how to make it. I didn't even look up on YouTube or anything like that. I just had a little guess of roughly how I would make them, and I just went with the flow. You have to excuse the washing in the background, guys. This is the best angle that I could find. So you've got washing in the back. It's just a relaxed video today. Anyways, so these are the base that I picked up from Shein. You can pick these up from, you can also pick them up from Amazon. They are a bit more expensive, but what I did was I tried to pre-order stuff. I was buying stuff a couple months before the wedding, so that everything would come in time for me to be able to make and do all of the wedding arrangement, like all the table and stuff like that. I did buy loads of other stuff, and maybe, I don't know, we'll see, maybe I'll pull some bits out and show you some of the things that I dressed the table with. But I literally had my wedding in a restaurant. I hired the restaurant out, so we didn't have to worry about the hire of chairs and tables and stuff like that, although we did hire a dance floor and get some fancy chairs for me and my husband. Apart from that, we just dressed everything up, and I just ordered loads of stuff from Temu and Shein, so I tried to do it at a budget friendly cost basically. So these I picked up from Shein, and I think they were like no more than £10 for a pack of 6, I think they were, or 8, I think 8, because these are 4, and then I think I've got another 4. So we're going to open a new packet so that we can make a new one. And I decided to do this in the garden because it does get really messy. This stuff here, this green stuff, I don't know what it's called. I'll find out what it's called and I'll put it on the screen. So this is what they look like, and they do get really messy, so do this in a place where you can get messy, because like this crumbles and you can't use it. If you kind of make mistakes and put loads of holes in it, you can't like re-hole it. You can, but it's always good to have spares, because obviously where I was kind of like, I don't know, making it up as I went along, the first 1 or 2 I kind of made a few mistakes by digging loads of holes in and making it too holey, and then I couldn't reuse it. So these really can't be reused. I've got one of the wedding flower things here, but it's been totally squashed. It's been really squashed and things have been on top of it, so it kind of looks out of shape and stuff like that. But we're gonna make a new one so I can show you what it looks like. The vases, or the stands that I picked up were from Temu and Shein, so they both sold these, and I picked these up because I wanted it to be quite tall on the tables. I didn't want the flowers to be in people's like eye view when they're sitting down and eating, so I wanted them to be quite tall and look quite a bit grand. So these came sort of unmade, so you had to make them, but nothing too sort of hard to make. It was just the base, and then this middle bit, and then the top bit, and then these 2 little bits here and here had to be attached to the base. Then you put the middle bit in, then you attach this bit, and then you put this on, and then you just screw it. So a tiny bit fiddly, but nothing too major. So these are what I used. I've got quite a few of these. God knows what I'm going to do with all of these. Maybe I'll stick it all on Vinted. So in terms of flowers, I wanted everything to be white flowers, and I wanted it to all be kind of like the same kind of flower. I didn't want to go too crazy and have so many different types of flowers, which you can do, looks beautiful as well, but I just wanted to keep it quite simple and use mainly all the same type of flowers. And I looked on Shein and Temu, and I found these flowers here. They are like a cluster of flowers. I'm not quite sure what these flowers are called, but I think that they look really, really beautiful with the little bit of kind of greenery with it as well. And I got like a pack of, I think these came in a pack of 6. I can't remember the price, I'll put it on the screen, but they were like a pack of 6, or you could get a pack of 12, or you could kind of change the amount, but the smallest pack was like a pack of 6, I think it was. So these are the ones that I went for. They were long, so the stems of them were long, and you can actually bend the stem. So if you can see, like, there's little grooves in here, you can like bend the stems to snap it off. So I got my husband to basically sit and snap the stems off, so they weren't too long to go into this foamy green base, as you can see here. So I've got loads of these, and then I ordered loads of them, and then I did do one of the flower arrangements, and then I realised, like, this is not going to be enough. Like, I can buy more of these, but it's going to make it more cost effective. I decided to order these, what are these called? I forgot what these flowers are called, but we've got some of these at the front of our house. We've got one of these plants at the front of our house, one of the bushes. What are they called again? Can't remember what they're called, but I got loads of these, and then they come with the sticks. So I'll show you what the sticks look like. Oh, have I got any sticks in here? I'll pull one of these out. So this is how they come, with a little stick, and then you've got a bag of loads of these. So I think I got a bag of like 70 of these, and then they come with like 70 little sticks, and you basically just pop the stick inside, and then you can pop them into the arrangement. Now, the reason why I got these, to fill it out, to make it look a bit more sort of full, and to fill any gaps that were appearing with just these flowers alone. So I thought that that would go well, because they are white flowers, and you know, we wanted to pack it out to make sure that it wasn't gappy. So I've got loads of these. I've got quite a few packs of these. Like I said, you could get a pack of like 70 of them, a pack of 50. You can change the, or a pack of 120. So you can, yeah, get a few of those. Okay, so I balanced this on top when I was making them, just so that I could see visually what it was going to look like on top of the vase. And what I did was, I first went in with these. So because these were more expensive, I wanted to be kind of mindful when I was using these, how many I was using for each bouquet. So what I did was, I went in and I basically popped one straight in the middle like this, and then I went around and popped some around the so I went through the side, because obviously we want this area to be covered. I didn't want this area to be showing, so I went through the side like this. And I just poked it in to where I wanted it to go, and then I also then went around like so. So I kind of like placed them around equally to start with, around the sides of it, so like so. And then I've got another one and poked it in. You have to keep hold of it, because it does become very heavy, and then it won't balance. If you kind of like put one on this side and then let go, it becomes heavy, and then it will fall off, because I had experience with that. So you have to make sure you're keeping hold of it, and then you want to just go around and then pop a few more in wherever you want to. It's basically just thinking, where do I want to pop these in to get the right shape that you want. So I'm going to pop them in, some more in, and I'm going diagonally in with these ones, like so. And like I said, the hydrangeas were a good little buy, because they help to fill gaps out and was a little bit more sort of inexpensive way to do that, because otherwise if you're just using these flowers it does become a lot more expensive, because they are a bit more pricey. So as you can see, I've kind of popped loads in, and obviously it's quite out of shape at the moment, but then what you do is you can start playing around with the flowers, so manipulating them into kind of the shape that you want. But what I would say is just keep filling until you're satisfied, or until you think, okay, that's enough of those flowers. So I just basically will pop some more in, because I made mine quite grand with quite a few of them, quite a lot. And you just literally push them in to where you want it to be pushed in, like so. And I think we'll put one more in, so we've got one more here. We'll put one more in over this little gap here, like that. Okay, so as you can see, there's quite a lot of those flowers in, but there's still quite a few gaps. So what I did to fill those gaps is to use the hydrangeas. Then what I did was went in with the hydrangeas to fill any gaps. So we don't want any of this green foam stuff showing. So I basically got the hydrangeas, and when they come, they do come like a little bit squashy. You do have to kind of like manipulate them, like sort of fluff them and stuff like that, and then open them up. And then I literally just poked them into any gaps that were showing around. And you kind of want to do it equally. You also want to make sure that when you're doing it, you are covering this thing here, because when people are sitting down at a table, you don't want them to see all the green at the bottom. So I basically just went around with the hydrangeas, filling out any gaps there were, and then you can also open up the flowers and stick some in between so it looks sort of equal. And I just went round and just carried on twirling the vase around and continuing to fill any gaps. And remember, it's just, I think there's no knack to it. I think it's just, I don't know, you just have a look, see if it looks okay. If you need to move a few around, move a few around, and then just keep adding. And I literally just did that, and I put one at the bottom here because we want it to look like a dome shape, and you just keep turning and just keep adding. I hope this is going to balance okay on here. So let's pull some more of these sticks out, because I have some in this one here that, and this is kind of like an old one. This is what happens to it, so you can't reuse that. That's going to have to be binned. But we've got some more here, and I literally just went round and just continued to fill the gaps. It's really not hard at all. Like I said, there might be like an actual proper way to do this, but this is just how I kind of put together of making my own flower arrangements and just doing it at sort of, just because a wedding's really expensive, and I really wanted to make it as cost effective as I can and make as many things as I could. Let me see if I can get some more of these hydrangeas. I've got a bag here full of flowers, and I also picked up like some roses. So there were some that I kind of poked some roses in just to kind of give it a little bit of, I think these ones were also picked up from Shein as well and Temu. I just scanned Temu and Shein for all of the flowers. They honestly do some really good like faux flowers on there. So I'm just digging out of this bag to see if I can find some more hydrangeas, and I'm just literally gonna continue to poke more in just to give it a bit more of a filler, like a fuller kind of look, like a more grand look. I'm digging out of my bag because I have some more of these in the bag here, and I'm going to stick one here like so. I can barely see you guys because it's so sunny outside, and yeah, I can't see the screen, so I hope that this video is going to be okay. We need to get some more sticks here. I need to get some more sticks. I've got some more sticks in the bag. I've got so many faux flowers, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with them all. I'm going to stick another one just under here, I think. But be careful when you're popping them in, because if you make too many mistakes when you're popping it in, like what I'm doing right now, I'm popping it in and making too many mistakes, the tops come off of this, and make sure it's nice and secure. If you make too many holes, it will kind of mess up the foam. As you can see, there's a little gap here, so I'm going to go in with another hydrangea and just pop it in there like that, just to fill it out. And then with my fingers, I'm just basically just going to fluff it all up. There's that one sticking out here, so we're going to kind of manipulate this in just so it's not sticking out as much. But like I said, they're not perfect. You can bend it a little bit so that it goes in like so. As you can see, that's like gone in, and then maybe just fluff up this little bit here so it looks even. But like I said, it's not gonna, none of them are all gonna look perfect, but like you can see, that's kind of like what we were going for. And then what we did was to make sure that they were secure. We got some double sided tape, and we just taped the tape around the foam and onto the vase like so. So I'm going to put an, I think I'm going to bend this down. So we're going to bend this down. I've made a little gap there, and you could pop another, we could pop another little hydrangea in here. So I'm going to pop another flower in there. Let's get another one here and stick this in here. It is very easy to get carried away with these as well. I will say I did get a bit carried away and put way too many in one, and then I had to kind of slow it down and think, right, I've got 12 or 14 of these to make, so make sure I don't get too carried away with putting too many flowers in, because you need to make it cost effective as well. So yeah, so that is what they look like. And obviously I can't see because we're in the sun, so I can't see very well, but I feel like I'm going to put another hydrangea in this little gap here. So let's get another hydrangea, see if we can find one. So we've got one here. We'll get the stick and pop it in the little hole. It's quite therapeutic as well doing these. Right, we want this to go in further, so that's the only thing. Sometimes you dig and dig, and because there's so many flowers in, there we go. So, and literally you just puff it about, and that is how I made my table arrangements. Really, really simple. Like literally that's all I did. And obviously to buy these are so expensive, and they really did look really grand. They really did look really good, so I was really pleased with them, and that's how I made them. So like I said, guys, I also had these little roses that I picked up, and I had a few of them, so I wanted to be a bit spontaneous, so I did in some of them pop in a few roses here and there, which was just me being a bit extra. Let's see if we can pop some roses in. So you can also, if you wanted to, stick some roses in there, but that is basically how I made my flower arrangements. Really easy, really simple, and like I said, you just play around with it, get it the shape that you want it to be, but that is basically what I did. And then I obviously made sure that they were secure, so make sure that when you are making these, they are sellotaped or they are securely on the vase, because otherwise if people are having a drink or if someone knocks it over, it could be a little bit of a disaster. So yeah, that is how I made them. So I hope you found this video useful. It was short and sweet, just a little video to show you how I made my flower arrangements. Like I said, I'm not a professional, I may be doing it all wrong, but it worked on the day. They all come out really well, and I think they look pretty. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Ciao guys.